Hi guys, welcome to my PES 6 Master League adventure. Sorry about that. Let me just get out of this demo thingy. So, I really wanted to do a Master League in PES 6 because I haven't played it properly for quite a long time, and the best football game in the world has not too many series in YouTube, so why not to kill two birds with one stone, so I can start the series and play the best football game there is. And shout out to all the PES 6 Master League players on YouTube, especially Retro Football, whose PES 6 Master League with Reading heavily inspired me to do my own league. So you can maybe hear that I'm not a native English speaker. I'm actually Finnish, so it's very likely that my grammar and pronunciation aren't the best, and I will be forgetting certain words quite often, or use wrong words every now and then, but this will be a good English speaking practice for me. Especially the first few episodes may contain a lot of stuttering and stuff like that, because I haven't really done things like this, especially in English. But when I become more relaxed with this, I'm sure that there will be less stuttering and such. But let's move on. So I have some rules for this Master League to make it a bit more interesting. The team I will be playing with will be my own club, Nordic Kings. So I will be creating my own club, kits, emblem and such. Then the transfer policy. I'm only allowed to buy or get players from so-called Nordic countries, which are Sweden, Denmark, Norway, Finland and Iceland, with the exception of 5 foreign players that can be from the rest of the world. So I can have no more than 5 foreigners in my roster at any time. And additionally I must have at least 1 player from each of the Nordic countries at all times in my roster. So 1 player from Sweden, 1 player from Denmark, Norway, Finland, Iceland. I think you get it. And I thought that this will make my Master League adventure a bit more challenging, since it would be quite easy to get most of the overpowered players from all over the world, and this restriction ensures that there will be a lot of struggling. But it's also going to be a lot of fun to try and build a great team. Okay, new game. Okay, here you can select the options for the Master League difficulty level. I will select top player, which is the hardest, and I will also choose very hard for my Master League level, so this affects transfers and fatigue and such. I don't need the network mode. Okay, this is a very important step. I need to select the last option to create my own club. The 2 other options mean that I would select an existing team. Other one is with real life players, so I think it's this, and this one is with the Master League default players that are fictional and quite bad. So let's select this. I want the players to develop, of course. This is the transfer frequency option, and I'm going to select the normal because I want to be sure that other teams want to buy my players, but I don't want to overdo it, so I think high would be a bit too much, but normal would be fine. So top player very hard, can't. Create custom team players, develop normal, confirm. Okay, this is where I create my club. I can just pick any of these and make my club over them. So I'm playing on a PC, by the way. This is the name, abbreviation NOK, and the club name Nordic Kings. Strip creation takes a long time, so I will skip this bit and come back to you with the finished results. Okay guys, I'm back. Here are the kits. I'm pretty satisfied with the finished result. That took way longer than it should take, but well, at least now I have some quite nice looking kits, and we can change these at all times in the when we reach the Master League options or the menu. There's the option to edit your team, but right now I'm pretty pleased with these ones. Then we choose an emblem. I have made an emblem. Here it is. Yes. So it has that crown with all the flags of the Nordic countries and some eyes on the letters. I made that a long time ago, so but I think it's quite cool. Let's put some color in there. I don't think that looks that good. Maybe blue. That's better. I like that. So these are the flags that the fans are holding in the I'm missing a word, at the stadium. I think you understand me. Then let's select the stadium. We're going to choose Rosunda Stadion because it's located in Sweden, and I think it's the only stadium in this game that's from a Nordic country. Cheering stands. These are like the chants that the fans shout and cheer in the stadium, so I'll just keep it on default. And we are done with those things. These are the general settings. Let's make sure that everything's correct. Only important matches 10 minutes. Yes. I'm just checking things here. I have notes. Okay. Top layer, very hard. Starting points, I'm going to choose the lowest amount, 1500. So it will be challenging. I have to make sure that I won't go bankrupt. Player development, yes. That display future development curve means that you can, or you could see how your players could develop once you had them in your roster or squad. But that's grayed out because of this very hard Master League level. So I'm going to keep it as very hard. Transfer frequency normal, hidden players or classics. This means that there are players in the PES shop. Let me start again. This means that the players bought from the PES shop, where you can buy extra stuff for the game with PES points, will be available to buy in the Master League. Now I like this Master League to be as realistic as possible, so in this option file, which I have made myself, I have only bought players from PES shop that were active during the game's publish. So there will be no legendary Pelés or Maradonas and such, but there will be real life players that were still playing when the game came out. And they're like free agents, and I think it would be a good touch to this Master League. And it should be also noted that at this stage that there are two fictional teams in the game called PES United and We United, and you can't get those players out of the Master League, but what you can do is to edit those players into real life players, and that's what I have done. So I replaced the fictional players from those two teams with real life Nordic players that wouldn't otherwise be in the game, but don't worry, their abilities are completely realistic because I used help from 3 websites called PES Master, PES Fan and PES Stats database to create those players. So I think they are quite realistic to play with. And this game would normally have some fake named players as well, but I have edited their names in the real names, so everything should be okay now. Sorry about taking a bit time to explain this all, but let's move on. How to save on, whatever. Reset prevention feature means that if you quit the game will give you an automatic loss. I don't want to that if my computer or I'm using a laptop crashes or something, so I will leave it off. This kind of would give me a chance to cheat by leaving the game if I'm losing, but don't worry, I will be not doing that. It would be nonsense. Strip selection, yes. Lineup auto select, I'd like to keep it. No. Topics display, these like tell you the rules of the Master League and such. I think retirements as well. Top scorers. So I will leave it yes. This isn't very important. I think I'll just take the plain ball, but we can also change this anytime we want. It doesn't really matter though. I don't have the ball effect, so that must be left as a no. Only per match 10 minutes, top line very hard, 1500 units. Yes. We're good to go. Okay, this is the Master League structure. I decided to divide my Master League into 4 leagues, which are English League, Spanish League, Italian League and European League. And my team will be in the European League, and this league consists of the best European teams that aren't in the other leagues already. There are only 16 spots in each league, and so I have dropped some teams out depending on their rating. Let me just show you that pentagon shape down there with the teamwork, attack, speed, technique and defense. And I was going to drop the teams based on how they succeeded in real life after the season the game was made, which was 06-07 season, but I scrapped that idea because that meant that some quite good teams couldn't participate, and I want the best teams to participate this Master League. So I have randomized the team order in every league using a tool from a website called random.org, but I will skip this bit and come back when I'm done. But I will show you the finished tables or results. Okay, we are done. I dropped 4 teams from the English League, Premier League, which were Portsmouth, Reading, Sheffield United and Watford, because their pentagons seem to be the smallest, as you can see at the bottom. Then in the Spanish League, let me just scroll down my notes. Gymnastic, Getafe, Recreativo and Osasuna, which I think they are the worst 4 teams in Liga BBVA. Then from Italian League, I dropped Ascoli, Atalanta, Empoli, Catania and Regina, and there are 5 teams instead of 4 because of the one extra team from other leagues A, so Juventus, and they played in Serie B. The season game came out, so because of the Italian football scandal, but I wanted to keep them in this master league, so because they're quite good and one of my favorite teams in real life. Then there's the European League, which I will be in, so it consists of all the remaining teams from this section of the Leagues A. 3 best teams from France, so Paris Saint-Germain, Monaco and Lyon, PSV and Ajax from the Netherlands, then my own team in Division 2. So we start from Division 2, and the team division between Division 1 and Division 2 is just based on my own team ratings and my own selections. But now that everything is set, let's move on. And I have to make sure I'm under the European League, so if I made this and pressed OK, I would start from the English League. So I have to make sure that I'm on a European League here and press OK. Okay, this is the crucial part, the player selection. So these players you can see here are the original Master League default players with atrocious stats, but I won't be using all of them. But since my team is Nordic, I'm going to replace all the non-Nordic players with some Nordic players, and I have notes which players I'm going to take. I had a couple of things to consider making the decisions. First of all, I wanted all the Nordic countries to be represented fairly in the team, and by this I mean that there are different number of players from each Nordic country in the game. So the number of players of each country in the team is tied to the number of the players from each country in the game. So because there are about 60 Danish players in the game, there are 6 Danes in the team, and there are 40 Finnish players in the game, so there are 4 Finns in the team. The rest are 2 Icelandic players, 5 Norwegians and 6 Swedes. So the total number of players is 23. The second thing was to make sure that the my team is as bad as possible, using only free and available players, so I haven't used any players in the team that is participating in the Master League already, if that makes sense. But now I will be building the team and come back when I'm done. Okay, I am done, so this is the team. A good mix of young and old players. Plus it has some of the players from the default Master League team, Stremer, Gearsen and Hamsun. Some of the players were in the game initially, like Larsen, Norregard, Floran, Hagen, etc. But some of these I had made myself to replace those fictional players I mentioned earlier. An example of this would be Perovua, Andersen, Araisen, Runningen, Porokara, Nurmela. You get the idea. It's a bit better than the original Master League team, and it can be seen if you compare these original members. Just look at those stats to, like, for example, this I made myself, this player, Rudy. And Gerson is here. No stats on the greens. Only technique is 80. And if you compare him to Florén is not much better, but at least a bit better. But I think this is a good and fair way to start this journey. So let's go. 8 teams, 14 games, top 2 teams automatically promoted. I'm not sure if we are going to be one of those 2 in our first season. You never know. You never know. So these are the topics that you could switch on and off about saving, funds, or game over conditions. I have to be careful with my funds, conditions for promotion and relegation, club rankings, conditions for European Cups, and the topics itself. So, okay, our first game is going to be against Ukrainian team Dynamo Kiev. You can also see next week's game, which is against FC Copenhagen. My funds and annual team salary, and as you can see, I still need a lot of funds to pay my players' salaries. Locker room is where you can change your team's tactics and formations, scout your opponent, and analyze your previous matches. Data has calendar, match tables, statistics, and things like that. Negotiations is where you can buy or sell players, but not right now. The transfer window is closed. Regulate condition is where you can train or make your players' forms better, but that's going to cause fatigue for them. But I will be using this quite a bit. Development sheet is where you can see how your players have developed since they're joined your team. And edit team is where you can change the kits and stadiums and such. We will be not doing that. General settings, same stuff as before. Some things are grayed out, and you can only change them off season, and some of these you cannot change at all. Save is the saving, that's quite obvious, and this takes you back to the main menu. Okay guys, this was the intro episode, and we will kick things off against Dynamo Kiev next time. So see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye.